Any investment to a country that can lead to job is a good thing, absolutely. That was not our concern at all. What I was saying is that under certain labor laws, which are again linked to GSP+, the obligations are suspended in SEZ zones, which is where CPEC is. What we wanted to see is to have the labor legislation apply across the territory of Pakistan, including in SEZ zones. You have European businesses that are also interested in investing in Pakistan, and where there is infrastructure under CPEC or any other type of project is useful also for European investments. The more we know about what are the laws, how long would tax breaks be applicable in this strategic economic zone, the more easier it is for companies from Europe to also decide to invest in Pakistan. So more transparency and more predictability on these types of things will attract investments here. But what do we want to ensure is that there isn't a backtracking of the rights of the workers or environmental protection in specific economic zones. The law about well-being of journalists, there was an obligation to put in place such a law, but from what we know, this was drafted but not enforced. On the issue of the death penalty, under the GSP Plus obligations, Pakistan should limit the number of crimes that lead to a death penalty. It is not to eliminate the death penalty, but under GSP Plus, because it's linked to UN conventions, the obligation was to limit the number of crimes that lead to a death penalty. Pakistan has 33 crimes that lead to a death penalty, and it has over 4,000 people on death row. So obviously we would like to see some addressing of this issue. Over the last year or so, I were not aware of any executions being carried out. With respect to this, I have to note that most of these crimes or most of these people that are on death row are not there on the basis of terrorist charges, which is, of course, it's a particular concern to Pakistan, but for other types of crimes that are not really the types of crimes that we would expect that would lead to a death sentence. We do not prescribe where death penalty should be. The EU's position is totally against the death penalty on all situations. However, in talking to Pakistani interlocutors, we understand that the issue of terrorism is very much of concern here. So I was making the distinction that it's not that all of these 4,000 people have been accused of terrorism acts. In fact, only a very, very, very small percentage of them have anything to do with terrorism. The development cooperation programs, which we are putting plus or minus 100 million euros per year of grants into Pakistan. We have another program which is working with the police in ensuring that the police do a better job of keeping track of evidence when there is a crime, particularly crimes like counterterrorism crimes or crimes that are dealing with issues of sexual violence. We're also supporting in Lahore, there is a forensic lab that we are financing to upgrade their equipment in order exactly to make sure that evidence is not lost, is properly handled, and that can help the judiciary prosecute in certain cases. So we are very much working with the police. We're also supporting the increase of women police officers in the police force. I think currently it's only about 2 or 3% of the police officers are women. It's not only for women-related crimes, but also because you need to have a more representative set of police officers if you're dealing with a society that is both men and women. So we're also doing training courses for them. I recently participated in a training course where it was at least 25, 30 new women recruits which were being trained with our programs.